Hey everyone, it's Matty Robert and I'm recording this video to give you a progress update on my gallbladder surgery. I had the surgery Wednesday morning. Today is the second day after the surgery. So let's start with a little bit of history. So the pain for the gallbladder started about 3 years ago and I've been dealing with that ever since. I had extreme pain every single night. It's absolutely no fun and it's not something that I would wish upon anybody. I had an ultrasound about a year ago, and the findings on that ultrasound were that the gallbladder was not infected. So my primary care physician told me that I didn't need to get surgery, and I can live with it. There was this PA training doctor, and she kind of had no clue what she was talking about, in my opinion. So over the last couple of months, the pain has gotten extremely bad. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse. So I talked to one of the people that I work with and she told me to schedule an appointment with Portland Surgical Associates. So I did that and thank God I did because it needed to come out. So for the last couple years, how I've been dealing with the pain is I've been taking ibuprofen at night when these symptoms happen, which actually is not a good thing because it's very bad for your stomach. I've also noticed that regulating my fiber intake also helps with easing the digestion and keeping everything flowing so that things don't get backed up and cause the pain in the gallbladder. Another thing that I had been doing is avoiding dairy. I've noticed that anytime I had dairy, it totally disrupted my gallbladder and it made me feel absolutely terrible. And the other big thing that I've now noticed since the surgery is that I need to stay hydrated, or that I needed to stay hydrated to avoid the pain. So I had a consult visit a couple weeks ago and they just went over the surgery, what it was about, the risks, all of the things that you need to do to prep yourself for the surgery, what to expect during surgery, and then what to expect after surgery. The preparation was pretty simple. There was just no smoking for 48 hours before the actual surgery. I just had to shower with antibacterial soap the night before and the morning of, which showering with antibacterial soap and cleaning off all of the oils and all of the bacteria that's on your body sounds like a good idea, but it makes you feel like you're plastic. And it is the most uncomfortable thing. Once you get, halfway through your day, you're itching a lot and it's not fun. It's kind of painful, actually. I had to remove my contacts, so I couldn't wear my contact lenses in there, so I had to wear my glasses. And I could have no food or drink the night before, starting at midnight. Checking in for the surgery in the morning, I was scheduled to be there at 6 a.m., but I set my alarm clock for p.m. So I had a 5 o'clock alarm go off, and then I had another alarm go off for 5:15, but that was scheduled at 5:15 p.m. So I ended up shutting off the first alarm and then waking up at 6:40 and then rushing in to get to the surgery, which actually turned out to be fine because that extra 45 minutes or that hour that I would have been there, I would have ended up just sitting there and not doing anything. I probably would have fallen asleep, to be honest with you. So I got there, they were doing everything from the second I got there till the second they were done. As soon as they were done prepping me and doing all of that, the surgeon was actually walking in the door and she came over and introduced herself to me before she did the surgery. So there was no downtime for me. There was absolutely no waiting. The surgery itself, I don't remember anything because I was asleep. I remember being wheeled into the OR and I remember really just being in the room for a couple minutes and then boom, I was asleep. I don't even really remember what the room looked like, to be honest with you, because they had started giving me medication and I was just like, whoa, where am I? The doctor called my father after the surgery was done because he was running around picking up my mother as well. She had surgery on the same day, but she told him that my gallbladder was actually infected and my body had started to reject the organ. So it's actually a very good thing that I took it upon myself to schedule a surgery and get it taken care of. Otherwise, I could have had whatever fallout from an infected organ in my body going down. So I'm very glad that I went in when I did. So when the surgery was over, I kind of panicked and I thought that they had to reschedule the surgery. I think it was just from the anxiety I had trying to rush in and get there on time from before the surgery, and I kind of was disoriented. And, you know, I had these pictures in my head that they had to, you know, cancel the surgery or whatever reason. But that obviously wasn't true. It was just the anesthesia when I was waking up. And I was surprised at how quickly the anesthesia wore off, because I was thinking that I would be like in a dazed state for at least an hour after I woke up. Because when I have my wisdom teeth out, that's what it was. I wasn't coherent until really like later the afternoon after I got home. But this was actually really quick. I was up in recovery, and within 20 minutes, I was fully coherent, and it's just like I'm sitting here right now. I was fully alert with no fogginess whatsoever. When I woke up from surgery, I was thirsty as a mofo. I mean, they gave me saltines after the surgery, and as soon as I put that in my mouth and took a bite, it was like one big ball of dried saltine cracker. I drank an entire glass of apple juice, and then I drank an entire glass of water. So I was thirsty, and when I got home, I drank, I think, 3 Gatorades yesterday, 2 water bottles, and a Pepsi. I mean, I drank a lot of liquid. Changing back into my clothing was not very comfortable. With this surgery, I can't really bend anything with my abdominal or midsection. So trying to pick myself up from laying down or just bending over to put on, you know, socks or underwear, it's pretty painful. At least with my sweatpants, I can just kind of hold them and like shake a leg and get into them, so it's not that difficult. But having to do any sort of bending is not fun. The only thing that really hurts right now is the incision that's at my belly button. And that's just because they had to make it big enough so they could take the organ out. But the other 3 incisions, the only discomfort that I'm having from that is the glue that's holding the stitched back together. It's starting to flake off, and I can kind of feel it rub against my shirt. So that can just be a little irritating. It's kind of like a scab down there, and you just want to pick it, but you don't want to pick it. That's not a good idea. Another thing that's really been helping is putting an ice pack on my belly, and it's been numbing the pain, and that's actually made me feel very good. I've been on painkillers, so I've been on Oxycontin, Oxycodone, whichever. That's been helping quite a bit. It's been giving me these strange dreams. So when I was like falling asleep earlier, I had these very vivid dreams, and it felt like it was real. And I kept dreaming that I was in the OR and people were touching me and all this weird stuff. So it kept waking me up. So because of that, I couldn't really sleep last night. So I got up at like 3, and I really didn't go back to bed since. Slept about an hour around noon, and then around 6 o'clock, no, actually it was like 4, I fell asleep for a few hours till 8 o'clock so that was nice. I feel rejuvenated. Last night I had a major pain in my right shoulder, like back in the shoulder blade here, and it was crazy how painful it was. And I was like, I'm on enough oxycodone, I shouldn't be feeling any pain back there. So at first I was like, could this be a blood clot? I thought it was a blood clot, and I was getting all nervous. But it turns out that it was actually gas, because when they do the laparoscopic surgery, they have to inflate your abdomen. And then when they deflate it after the surgery is done, but it won't get everything out of there. So there was an air pocket or a bubble that traveled back there, and it was pinching a nerve. So that caused extreme pain. The nurse that called me this morning told me that that's a very common thing, and it happens to a lot of people. So glad it was nothing serious, but it felt horrible, and it felt serious when it was happening. So yeah, so I'm on 2 medications. I'm on Oxycontin, and that's helping with the pain, which actually I don't even need to take it as much anymore, because really I think it's disrupting me more than it's actually helping me. And then I'm also on an antibiotic, which is this huge horse pill that I have to take every 12 hours. So that was the gist of it. I'm kind of feeling back to normal. My sleep schedule is a little crazy all over the place. It definitely feels like my stomach is full, and I can definitely feel the cut that's on there. But all in all, I'm not feeling too bad. I'm a little drowsy. I had to go to the store today, and then when I got back, I just felt totally horrible just from walking around that little bit. So definitely good that I'm not leaving the house and not doing anything that requires my attention. I should be pretty much healed by tomorrow with the surgery and the cuts and all of that. So I shouldn't need pain medication. Things might still be a little bit sore after that, but it won't be to the extent that it is right now. I'm going back to work on Monday. Originally, I was planning on like working from home today and tomorrow. And now I'm just like, there's no way I could have done that. It was silly to even think that I could. Plus, I need the time off to recover now anyway, because my sleep schedule is all crazy and it just would not have been a good idea. All right, so that's the update for my surgery. I'll keep you guys posted if anything changes. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos as they come out. And go ahead and smash that like button because I know that you loved this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.